Okay, Wednesday morning in the kingdom, and I had to wait for it to finish snowing. Yes, it was wet snow coming down, and it's so echoey in here. Can you hear the echo? Echo, echo, echo. Yes, yes. All right. No, it's Bueller, Bueller, Bueller. Okay, so this morning we woke up to +1, but feels like -4 with an echo. But on the yo-yo scale, +34 and feels like +25. That seems to be the temperature of the week or the month of May here, +34. Oh, it's starting to snow again or rain. But we worked hard yesterday in the rain to get the doggy door done. And the old dog has no problem going in and out now. All right. And also, too, Amazon has my first book of the Winter Road series, My Struggles, on for being free from May 22nd to the 26th. Yes. And I'll include a link in the description. Yes, I don't know how to put the link at the end there, at the end screen. I'm just learning. All right, so we're not sure what we're going to do today. It's going to rain and rain some more, so hopefully we're in the shop where it's warm. I untangled the flags. They were all wet and everything and sticky. Oh, just like my peanut butter. All right, there's no sun. It's echoey, unfrickin' real. Totally unprepared for this. Unreal. But oh well. It's just an icky day. I chose to live up here. Yeah, I should be working in the hose shack and finishing off the interior. Oh wait, let's finish the roof first. Okay, we got the wood stove going with some wet wood. Somebody wasn't smart enough to take some wood out of the wagon there, or the log trailer, and put it in the shop to dry out overnight. But oh well, put enough accelerants on it and it'll burn. Okay, as you can see, the yard is muddy, wet, and same as inside the shop. It should be a day drinking day today. Any excuse to have a drink. It's raining, we have to have a drink. It's too wet, we'll have to have a drink. Oh my, what are we doing? Okay. The wind is getting up. I'm so confused. Plus, I'm dizzy. I went around in a circle. Oh, well. Let's go walk the dogs, drink some beer. Have another coffee, and then get figured out what we're doing today. Because this is getting boring, all this rain and snow and everything. But oh, wait, I chose to live up here. Oh, here comes the boss. Okay, if the trees had their fall colors, yes, orange and stuff like that. I'm colorblind, so when they change it to a light gray, then I know it's fall time. But this is fall weather we're having, but it's at the end of May. So we took some kindling out of the log trailer here, yes, and we put it into the wagon. So it looks like we're September or October all over again here in the kingdom. But it is chilly willy, and I got that stove pumping out some nice heat. Oh, that will impress the Swedish kid. It's all about staying warm. All right, let's go put this in the stove and then have some coffee and then begin work in the shop. Okay, after morning coffee in the kingdom, and I'm in the shop here, and the first thing I did was get some milk crates and get these cables organized. So we went from basically a mess, a nightmare, under here where it's been thrown in that box and cubby hole for the last 20 some years, or 25 years for sure. We're putting everything into containers or organizing, and then we put it in storage trailer number 1. That way all the electrical's in one spot. So we have the cables with ends, cables with no ends, and those obsolete battery cable clamps, or whatever, battery post clamps, whatever. All right, and then we have the small wire over here. So it's a lot easier to find. And then in the middle of winter, I can go out to the trailer and grab a milk crate and carry it into the shop and thaw it out so I can figure out the wires. But we're not going to be doing much wiring because we have no new project starting. We're going to finish we're going to finish out the projects we have. So we'll probably only need wires for 5 more cats, okay? All right, so over here, this is wet wood. Yes, wet. It was outside. But we're also in a high pressure air system. The wood stove is burning very nice, even with this wet wood. When I boiled my water for coffee, it boiled quickly. Yes, it caught me off guard. So now I know it's a high pressure system. So the wood stove is going to put out some nice heat to dry out the shop. All right, let's get back to work. Okay, after lunch in the kingdom, we're going to get welding. We got the welding cables all done the other day. I got to put some tin on the doggy door over there. And the one dog is guarding his frozen treat. All right, so now we need to finish this off in case I have to buy a Medichair to scurry up and down around the yard. But the main thing is, let's get this ramp finished so the dirt from my shoes fall off here. and not in the house, because that's where I seem to be vacuuming the most. All right, let's get this project underway. It shouldn't take long. Oh wait, we have a mini hoe. Okay, the rains and the snow have stopped, but the wind has come out. So I was using the Lincoln welder up there, and then I created my own problems. I thought I'd take this square tubing, just slide it over top of here, and then do a weld around. But we see the problem we had down there. That square tubing is quad crates, okay? That's how they ship the quads to Canada from Asia. So it's like a very terrible material. Plus I want to use up these. I've had these for almost 30 years. That's a steel weld going around, okay? That's brass. So they brazed that piece on. So once I put the piece over and touched it with the arc welder, can we say a mess? Just a molten magma mess. Oh well, what are you to do? So then I went and got the MIG welder, because I knew we have galvanized material here, and that being super thin plus Asian material, it's going to be fun. So I'm getting a good weld, and then I finally ran out of wire. Like, it couldn't have run out tomorrow, but it ran out today. But I changed out the spool with the one that was almost used from the other Asian welder, and we should be good. Okay, 4 o'clock in the kingdom, and we got the ramp done. Yes, we bolted it to the wood deck here, and we bolted it so it rips apart. Okay, does this make sense? There's factory holes in this catwalk to start with. I drilled up at an angle. See there? Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. But I drilled up at an angle because I want it to break away. Because if I get drunk, ooh, that wind. If I get drunk and doing snow removal and hit the ramp down here, I want it to break off. I want it to break off the deck. And another thing, the deck is almost over 30 years old. So it's kind of, I would just say, it wouldn't take much to ruin it either. So we got this all done. It's kind of level, kind of working, kind of what we want. But my little meta chair will be able to go up there when it's time. And in the meantime, I can walk from the shop to the house and easily rub my feet on the grating here to get rid of the dirt. So then I don't have to clean out my vacuum as much. All right, let's go on to the next project, which is over here. Seeing how we have the welding cables all strung out and everything, I would like to put a little canopy over the top of that door there. Dad curb appeal. Yes, and to keep the rain from coming down, straight down sort of thing. Oh, that wind is bad. I don't know what is showing up on the mic, but it sure is bad here. Okay, 4 o'clock in the kingdom. This film was actually taken at 11:24. The clock is out by 1 hour because we know that. Okay, the hydro guy came with a bucket truck, wanted to service my transformer, which is over here. So we're talking about how he could actually service it correctly. And then it was agreed upon that he would come back with his bucket truck at 1 o'clock, and I would have a few items moved here. And it's 4 o'clock. So the frickin' a-hole did not show back up. So I've wasted a whole afternoon. I had my power computer shut down and everything because he was going to work on that transformer. So what a freaking waste of time. So I guess he's a true WHO-ville person. Just no respect for the King of Obsolete. Unfrickin' real. And there's no sense to phone and complain on his boss because this kid will probably make management within the next couple of years because that's how the system works nowadays. Unfrickin' real. There's means of getting a notice to me if he got called out on a power outage or something like that. They could have had the decency to call me or touch base with me. So I've just wasted 4 hours of my frickin' life for this kid. What a waste. Alright, now back to regular scheduled programming. Okay, for the canopy shed, to have a canopy on the other side, this is what we have on this side, and it worked out good this winter, except for we weren't able to empty the scrap bin there. Okay, so over here, and we got this all done with the welders on this side. So over here we found some tin, and once we play with it and beat it with a hammer, it'll lay flat and look good. Okay, so the canopy to come over the front here, everything is based on what we have. It's not what we want or the size or anything, it's what we have. So I went and found 2 boards the same length. That determined the width because the boards go across here for the tin to get nailed. And then I found a piece of angle iron that I could cut in half and it'll come out this way. Okay, are you following along? If not, have a drink. Okay, so that'll do. Okay, so I have no staff, so I made a staff stick. So I have a bolt clamped on there and it'll come down, but I can't go on the ground because the ground is uneven and the container is at a slight angle due to the rotation of the earth. So everything on a container is based on the frame down there. So I'll hook it in there and then weld it up there. And I also got the grinder out to get rid of the paint, because the paint on these containers is something else. The material of a container, these sidewalls are pretty thin, so we try and stay away from welding on it. So we'll weld up there, and then we can figure out a gusset support down to the door frame right there. Ooh, my finger's getting lots of pointing action. Maybe I should get a pointer or a laser pointer like Dr. Evil, a laser. All right, so this is working out good because it was my lucky day. We had enough cables when we made the cables from the welder from to here. So we have lots. So let's see if we got enough talent today to weld and get this canopy covered, and then we can move the service truck out of the way, and then the staff can pull in. Because if she doesn't have her parking spot, oh man, she's a woman. If she's not happy, nobody's happy. Oh well. Okay, that went pretty good. I was able to do it by myself, one hand. Okay, so the stick was well marked. I don't know if we can see it, but I marked it. So when I put it onto the next one, it lined up. So I got the same measurement from here down to the container frame. Hand and eye coordination. Down there, it's 93, so that's good. So both of them match. I found that this one here was a thinner material, okay? I had to stop and let it cool, weld, let it cool. But over here, this part of the container, that square tubing, no problem. I just put the heat to it, worked the paint and everything in there, no problems. But you got to remember, these are ocean going containers, so who said that the salt rusted or whatever salt didn't rust that or thin that out? That's why these containers were sold off. All right, now let's figure out a little support back to the door frame. Yes, I got to make sure I can open the door too, but that's the only strength that this container would have, because if I put it on the sheet metal there, no, and I have to go all the way down there, but I don't have enough material for that. Oh, all the way down to the frame. Yeah, we did that on the other side, but this here is just to keep the snow and everything off the door when you open it and stuff. All right, let's continue this quest and get this done, because it's almost the end of the day.
Wednesday morning in WHO-ville, and it's just after 8 a.m. and I'm getting ready to head to work. As you can see, it just started snowing again. It was raining some more last night. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs back in, and get to work. 12:30 and I'm just finishing up lunch. I had soup and a grilled cheese sandwich today since I'm still not feeling the greatest and it was easy to make. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs back in, and get to work. As you can see, the sun is trying to shine, but it's still pretty cloudy and windy. Almost 4 p.m. and I just made home from work. It was a pretty good afternoon. Now it's time to turn around and head back up, and I have to go to the store and do some training for a couple hours since I start at the end of May, beginning of June. So let's get going. Just after 6 p.m. and I made home from work. It was a pretty good 2 hours of training. I think I'm getting the hang of it. Now I'll head on over to the kingdom and drop off my dad's supper and see what he's up to. 6:30 and I made it to the kingdom and put all the stuff away. It looks like my dad's been busy putting a roof on the top of the shed here, so I have to help him bolt in the one side, then I can head on back into WHO-ville. Didn't take us very long. We were able to bolt down the wood up on the top. Now my dad's gonna have to cut up the tin right here to make it fit up on here as the roof, so he does not need my help anymore. So let's grab my dog treats and head on back into WHO-ville to do the weather, because it sure is windy out here today. Just after 6:30, I made home from the kingdom and put the quad away. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs out, and do the weather close to 7. 7 p.m. and this is the temperature we're sitting at today. It's 9 degrees Celsius, which is 48 degrees Fahrenheit. We even have the feels like on the bottom. It's been pretty nice out today, other than it was snowing this morning and a bit of rain, but it cleared up. Still pretty windy out here and kind of cloudy. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs back in, make supper, and end my day.
Okay, there we go. We use the plasma cutter. Yes, the Pro Point 38 Plus to trim up those sheets. You know, put them on the table, beat them flat to the, lay flat, and then we nailed them down. So this turned out pretty good. We used up all the material that is, not very good. Okay, we saved the good stuff for other future projects. So here for the cross supports or the down supports, we use these 3-sided or T-posts or whatever, or snow fence posts or whatever. This one was nice to weld. Okay, no problem. Just booger weld there, booger weld up there and everything. And it worked out good pre-drilling those holes. But this one over here, it must be a cast iron or cast oil alloy or something. Oh, these lips. I need some vodka. This working is hard. And it turned out to be terrible. But we got it on there. Hopefully it stays on. I don't think there'll be much snow load on this because we have just enough angle, plus the wind is, how would you say, can blow the snow off. All right, look at that flag go. All right, let's clean up this mess, and then we got to move the rocks for the staff. Yes, who put them there? I don't know. It must have been me. All right, let's clean up the tools and get on the mini hoe and ride it for, I would say, 30 minutes or more. Okay, there we go. It's 7 o'clock and we got the door done. The eave or whatever, the canopy looks good. We're very pleased. Using up that material that, how would you say, we couldn't, how would you say, it would be scrap metal anyways, you know. All right, let's see if the door works. That turned out pretty good. We had to modify it down there, but there's not much options. We can change it out later on. We're not sure. It doesn't really matter. We're at the end of the world. The kingdom, it's different rules, like Dr. Seuss and his books. Nothing is straight. All right, so we got the mini hoe over here. Let's see if we maybe set the tripod up and we can record a, for the end of the day, video burying some rocks. Yeah, I'll set the tripod up with the me phone, see what happens. If not, I'll speed it up to make it look like it actually did some work. All right, let's get to work. Okay, that did not take long. Let's do the first walk up the ramp to see what happens. Okay, we found some steel pins. We pounded them in till they hit the bedrock. So that's where it went. We started back here. We kept going that way until the pins hit the steel and not the bedrock. We'll get the sawzall out with the Princess Auto gifted blades, trim these boards up. Okay, so we just put it all together. It's going to settle, it's going to jiggle, it's going to wiggle, but it's going to work out. And then over here, we want to backfill this area in because there's bedrock here and there's bedrock right where that cat is right there. That's where I had the tripod set up right there. So we want to make this level. So we're going to have lots of these rocks this summer from the bush line. Yes, all in here. So if we go around, clean up the bush line and then backfill in here and make this flat. So this will work out pretty good. So those are the rocks from in front of the hose shack when we did that extension the other day. So that worked out good. So we want this area nice and flat and level so we can park the cats and plug them in. Ooh, look at that flag go. All right, let's go check on the other flags and end the day. Okay, we parked the service truck over here. And that's in case that kid comes back with a bucket truck to look at that transformer. I can't believe that they stood me up and blew me off. Hard to believe that that kid's going to climb the management ladder and be in charge. But that's the new world. Blow off the old guys. Nobody cares. It's called respect. If you're not going to show up, tell people. But if I wasn't ready, oh, the shit would have hit the fan. I'm still not impressed, but Jack Daniels and I will consult. Or maybe some titty vodka. Without the vodka will relax me. All right, let's get to walking the dogs and make some supper. We worked late tonight, all because we got jerked around by somebody else. All right, we put everything on hold for them, and they're a no-show. That's why I'm no longer in business, because I put up with enough with those winter road truckers who thought they were making money. All right, look at the flags. They're having fun. All right, let's go walk the dogs, drink some beer, make a video. Talk to you later.